Gonna do a little voiceover here just to talk about the competition yesterday. This first event is a 290 per hand farmers, and then for 50 feet, and then a 550 sled. I felt really lousy starting off. It was really humid, and I just felt like crap. So it was pretty slow compared to how I normally am on the farmers. And then the sled, I normally am able to get enough traction to where I can just kind of do short, choppy steps. Since I'm fairly heavy, I'm pretty decent at reverse drags. I'm not really sure exactly why I couldn't get any traction, but I couldn't get any. I'm thinking it might have had to do with the length of the rope as well as the sled itself was just not moving very easily. So did okay. Took second here, which I really can't complain about. Everyone started on this event, so we all kind of felt like crap after this. But next event is my nemesis, the Conan's wheel. It was 650, and then we had to take it as for one full revolution, and then go over to a 750 yoke. I knew that I had no chance of beating CJ with how fast he was with this. So my goal was to just take third place here. I just went far enough to where I just did about almost a full revolution, I guess. Probably a little more than 3/4 to secure third place. I assumed correctly that Trey would do awesome at this event, and he went right after me and just blew it up. So I made a smart call by stopping. My back was cramping up pretty badly. I kind of tweaked it doing the 750 yoke a couple weeks ago, so I didn't want to push it too hard. I wasn't sure if I'd even be able to do the yoke because of how I tweaked my back. So next event here we have some Fingal's fingers, which probably the coolest strongman event that I've ever done. This is the first time I've ever done them. I kind of picked one up at first just to see how it felt, and it didn't feel crazy heavy. I just from watching World's Strongest Man, I kind of had somewhat of a decent idea on how to do these. I was last in this event, so I watched everyone go. Every other person, the other three guys were like at 33, 34, and 35 seconds. So I got to the last one. I think it's something like 30 seconds. And I did a couple, I pushed it up a couple times, and then I sort of knew I was in trouble, but I had no interest in dropping this. And you'll see Travis Ormeyer walks over here to start shouting some encouragement at me. And then, he kind of knows that once it falls to your shoulder, you're pretty much screwed with a Fingal's finger. But being, me, how I have to do everything in the most difficult manner possible, I was not going to let this fall. I think at this point he realized, wow, he's really going to keep trying to do this. So I kept, kind of just slamming my shoulder into it because I knew once I got it to this point, I knew I had it, and then I just kind of got it over. It's all good. Keg toss, I had practiced, with my one keg a couple times, but I got way too amped, especially on the second keg. I threw this second keg a bunch of times, and I just keep hitting the upright, and that one was pretty close. But I'm not extending well enough, and then my release is just garbage. This is just something that I really just need to become more technically proficient at. The other three guys did really well on this, but I knew I didn't do great in the fingers, and I was kind of bummed after kind of screwing this up. So it's all good. I know I need to practice it. I need to get maybe one or two more little kegs if I have another keg toss, because I don't know anyone around me that has a keg toss, or a bunch of kegs rather. So got that one up. Got 4 out of 7. Said, nah, that's all I got. Next one was Wheelbarrow. My grip was holding up pretty well, so I thought this would be a pretty good event for me, and I was right. I was about 2 seconds out of first. I think you'll see me kind of stumble a little bit with the last keg. I think if I hadn't done that, I really would have been, probably would have had a good shot at first. But it's okay. I'm really happy with how this event turned out. you don't really see it too well at the end, but I kind of yell some expletives because after I pick up the last keg and start going with the wheelbarrow, I definitely almost slam into Roger Ortmeyer's minivan, or not minivan, but his car. I almost slammed right into it because the keg's a little bit off balance because I got 3 kind of light kegs and then that big 260-pound keg at the end, and here it goes, kind of tilting, and I'm right about to run into his car, and I'm saying stuff, and then I stop. Then we got the last thing is a 300 Atlas stone, and then the 330. So I really just couldn't grab it that well. I'm not quite sure if I didn't have enough tack here, I was just getting a real smooth spot on the stone, but it kind of pissed me off because it was only a 300-pound stone. So once I got it though, really easy to put it over the bar. That felt really, really good. And then here's the 330. Definitely the easiest the 330 has ever felt. And the next jump, the next stone was it was a 420 or a 460, and I knew I had no chance of that. Here I am getting my sword for finishing 3rd place. Pretty happy with that. It's a sweet sword. Never had a sword before, so not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Showing the sword to Chris here. Big thanks to Chris for coming down, making the drive with me. Drove about 400 miles to come down here and compete in this contest. Here comes CJ. He's real jacked and extremely athletic and strong. It was close for a little bit, but he definitely pulled away. He was definitely more proficient and stronger than I was, especially on this day. So great time though. Definitely had an awesome time. See ya.